I have a Sim Shalom.
It was fun.
I thought I.
Mine's still live, by the way.
Can you go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, doing good.
Incredible. I got to see a snatch and grab today, but I'm not sure.
How do you see it?
It was like raining at my house.
Oh,
How did you find our synagogue?
How did I find
I
it?
said Paul.
Did I find it?
Yeah.
Short version or the long version?
You see Smash and Grab.
So,
I haven't talked.
10 years ago, we were in the exciting, vibrant dance. And then she outgrew it. I made a mistake. She dropped out of the completely for like 7 years. About a year and a half ago, so I got mine, I made a list. Every time I got the hours, I wrote and things like that, each one. And this was the first place. And I ended up putting 5 things. Love the building, love the services, love the library. Love the lunches, love the opposites.
Also, you didn't get ready to go again.
One more
I mean,
minute.
I joined. I just got like. You can find a little bit of stuff online.
Yeah, you don't have anything.
You guys can't
See again?
Okay, call person.
He gave us
Person comes in.
Wherever I
had
found
a concert after he retired.
It's not my
I got to do
Yeah.
that.
I moved the big.
I'm so happy to see
Keep
you.
it, Alan.
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
Yeah. Although, yeah, when I first got married,
well, it wasn't just his voice, it was things he did. I really liked our
we're using this cigar.
Yeah.
So we use Sim Shalom the whole time.
We use it this next on all holidays.
Your jacket matches the chair.
A little bit.
Shabbat Shalom, Beth.
All right, Chag Sameach and Shabbat Shalom. Again, for the next 2 weeks, there's no Kabbalat Shabbat. You skip L'chadudi and everything before it, except I'm putting one in on purpose because it's also the Yortzeit of Cantor Richard Caplet. And so we're going to do the Or Zorua, which he liked to do. I have to find it. I don't have the page numbers memorized quite as well in this book as I used to, for semi-obvious reasons. So hang on if I can find it. Or Zorua, okay, page 256. Goes like this. Or zaru ala tzadik hu yishvele simcha. Or zaru ala tzadik hu yishvele simcha. That's it. Or zaru ala tzadik hu yishvele simcha. Or zaru ala tzadik. One more time. Or zaru ala tzadik hu yishvele simcha. Or zaru ala tzadik hu yishvele simcha.
Why do we skip Kabbalat Shabbat?
We skip it because you should be at home celebrating the holiday, basically.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of it. I mean, there's not much more to it than that.
You want us to leave?
But you still do Mari, right? So therefore,
So no.
Kabbalat Shabbat starts. Hello, Jessington. on page 266. We start with Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat. All right. Hello, Eden.
Hi.
266. Page 266. Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat Leodot LeAdonai Ulezamer L'Shimcha Elyon Lezamer L'Shimcha Elyon Le'agid B'Boker Hazdecha Zamer L'Shimcha Elyon. Bottom of 266, 4 lines from the bottom. The righteous shall flourish like a palm tree. Very appropriate for Sukkot, and boy, everyone wants those palm fronds for their schach, for their roof of their sukkah. So we'll do the Israeli dance version. Tzadik katamar yifrach, yifrach, tzadik katamar yifrach, tzadik katamar yifrach, yifrach, tzadik katamar yifrach. Ka'eretz ba'vanon yizke, ka'eretz ba'vanon yizke, ka'eretz ba'vanon yizke, yizke. Ka'eretz ba'vanon yizke, ka'eretz ba'vanon yizke, ka'eretz ba'vanon yizke, yizke. Ginuvum v'seva, v'shem v'ranim yiyu, lagid ki yashar Adonai, tzuri v'lo avlata bo. Adonai malach yot lavesh, lavesh Adonai ozit azar, aftikon tevel ba'alti bo, lachon ki sachal me'ez ma'amata, nasu nerot Adonai, nasu nerot kolam, yisu nerot ovyam. Mikolot mahim, Mayim Rabim Adirim Mishpereyam Adir Bamarom Adonai Eirotecha Nehemnu Meod Ve'techa Kodesh Adonai Leorek Yamin. Page 276, supplement for festivals. So, piece from the Hallel, but from my music professor Bonya Shur's melody. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasdo, yomar na Yisrael. Ki le'olam chasdo, Yom Navet Aron. Ki le'olam chasdo, Yom Yireh Adonai. Ki le'olam chasdo, Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, Ki le'olam chasdo. So we're about to be on page 279. We're using this book because it is the holiday, and as we later, like the Amidah, we have to do the Amidah for festivals rather than the Amidah for Shabbat, and I don't have that in this book. But you can see, like, there's some, I love it on the one hand, it's like saying hello to an old friend, but then you're like, remember why you were great friends? So, you know, no transliteration, like that smaller print, all that stuff makes it a little harder, but still a friend, just not, you know. That's kind of how I feel about it. Anyway, page 279, please rise for the Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai Borach Le'olam Va'ed. May be seated, Baruch Adonai L'Chalam, Asher B'Baro Mari Baravim. Chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Baravim. And you can, hello Leah, and we can, and Rebecca, we can follow, if you want to follow in here, you can. It's going to be the same until we get to the Amidah. And so here we will be on page 24 for Avat Olam. Page 284 or 25. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu Admarim ha'eleh asher anochi metamecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levadecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha v'beitecha v'lechecha b'derech u'shokmecha u'b'kumecha u'shartam le'od al yadecha Ve'hayu l'totafot b'neinecha u'kaftam u'mizot beitecha u'b'sharecha. Continuing silently, 286 and 287. Tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim lechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher Hotzeiti Etchem Be'eretz Mitzrayim Liot Lachem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Emet Adonai Elohechem Emet. The world is in need of redemption, but the redemption must not be expected to happen as an act of sheer grace. The task is to make the world worthy of redemption. Our faith and our works are preparations for ultimate redemption. Malchuto Ratzon Tuviolehem Moshe Bnei Yisrael Chamesh Rabbi Simcha Rabba V'Emru Kulam Mi Chamocha Ba'elim Adonai Mi Chamocha Nedar B'Kodesh Norah Tehillah Oseh V'Elech Norah Tehillah Oseh V'Elech Ma'udecharu V'Necharu V'Kayam Yifim Moshe what they did. When the Israelites crossed the sea, Miriam led the women in dancing, and so Leah was leading us tonight. I'm sorry if you're home watching, you couldn't see you are Leah, exactly. You could have seen if you're watching at home. I probably should have had someone turn around. Leah, who was 2, was dancing up a storm. Yep, you are Leah, and you are 2, and you are a dancer. All right, page 292. Hashkibenu Eloheinu l'shalom. All right, the second line from the bottom, third word in, spread over us the shelter of your peace. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Ufros aleinu sukat, shlomecha. Ufros aleinu with me and help dance with this one for Vishamru? We can come stand right next to me. Okay, yeah, that'd be great. All right, we'll stand right here. Okay, stand right here. Yep, and we're gonna do some Vishamru dancing and singing. Please rise, everybody. And we can clap too. Vishamru, B'nai Yisrael. koach. From way back when. All right, Vaydaber Moshe et Mordei Adonai El Bnei Yisrael. Thus Moses declared the appointed seasons of God to the people of Israel. Yikra v'yikra shemei Rabba. Madi vrach yirtei v'amlich malchutei. Ubizman kari v'meru. Yehesh me'Rabba mevorach. Le'olam lo ne'omaya yisborach. Yifarach v'ishtabach v'bar v'ram v'naseh v'tadar v'taleh v'talal shmei kutsha. Le'la min kol b'chata v'shirata. Right, we recite the Amidah for festival evening silently. It starts on page 304. Anything that's in parentheses you do because it's Shabbat, and anything where it says on Sukkot you do. Yeah. It's in the sukkah, or it will be in the sukkah. Yeah, yeah.
After the service or?
After. So you don't come back in. Let's
Skip it and then we'll do it.
Exactly. It's a little sideways. Yeah, because these things are never straight. Best we can. Keep trying. Yeah. hard though. So we can also twist this a little bit. Hang on. I don't know if that will help at all, but I don't know if that helps. Of course, I'm in the way now. Say shalom Irama, Uya say shalom Aleinu, Ve'al kol Yisrael, Ve'al kol Yoshvei Zemer, Ve'inu, Paul, you feeling okay for Vayahu or?
Oh, totally.
Okay.
Just like who, or the whole page?
The whole page, and then we'll stop at Kaddish Shalem, which Eden will lead.
Okay. Vayachulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzevam vayachal Elohim bayom hashvi'i melachto asher asa vayishpot bayom hashvi'i mikol melachto asher asa vayarech Elohim et yom hashvi'i vayakadesh oto Kivo shavan mikol melachto, Kivo shavan mikol melachto, Asher bara Elohim, Asher bara Elohim la'asot. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor ve'Hanorah, Konei Shamayim va'aretz, Hamagen Avod v'Davaro, Mechaye Meitim ve'Ma'amaro, Ha'el HaGadol she'en kamohu, Hameniach le'amo be'yom Shabbat kodsho, Kivam ratza le'aniach lahem, Kivam ratza le'aniach lahem, Lefanav na'vod ve'ira v'fachad, ve'nodeh lishmor b'chol yom tamid me'ein habrachot. Mekadesh HaShabbat U'Barech Sheli U'Meiniach B'Dushai Amedu Shnei Onei Ze'er L'Maaseh L'Reishi Eloheinu Elohei Avoteinu Ritzevi Menuchateinu Kadeshenu במצוותיך, ותן חלקנו בתורתך. שבנו מטובך, ושמחנו בשבועתך, וטהר ליבנו לעובדך באמת, וטהר ליבנו לעובדך באמת. והנחילנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה וברצון שבת קודשך, וינוחו בה ישראל לקדשי שמך, ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Thank you.
Any Shalom, page 317. 53 any other book.
Oh, me? Oh, her.
No, Ian, yeah.
Okay.
She's on her way up.
Parashah 16.
Oh yeah, 316, the translation on 37. 316, if you want to actually be able to read them.
Yikadal v'yikadashimei rabba.
Amen.
Ve'almadi v'rahirte v'yamlith malchute. V'hayahonu v'yomechon v'hayachote Yisrael. V'adgala u'bisman kari v'imeru.
Amen.
V'yishmei rabba nevora. Le'olam olam le'amaya Yisrael. Yibarach v'yishtabach v'ba'ar v'yitrama v'yinaseh. V'yadhadar v'yadhaleh v'yadhalah shemei dekudesha. Le'lami kol birchata v'shirata. Tishrichata v'nechemata da'amiram be'alma v'imeru. Amen. Titkabal zelot tahonu v'hodon d'chol Yisrael. Kadam avahon v'yishman v'imeru. Amen. Yehei shalom rama v'yin shamaya. V'chayim aleim ve'al kol Yisrael v'imeru. Amen. Osei shalom b'mrama v'yasei shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imeru. Amen.
Nicely done. All right, I have a couple letters as usual from the files, and I mean there are two because they go together. They're kind of long, so I'll try to make some cuts as I go. They're both from May 31st, 1966, and they're both from Rabbi Harold Schulweitz, who was in a mood that day, and he's firing off a bunch of letters. These are probably not the only two that day. So he starts by writing Robert Bernstein, who was I don't know if he was the synagogue president at that time. He was a synagogue president. He's on the wall up there. He was a leader not only at Beth Abraham, but also in the Jewish community. The rabbi writes, "Dear Bob, I am enclosing a self-explanatory letter," which I don't have, by the way, which I sent to Irv Loeb after the meeting of the Federation last Thursday night. I found out from an irate member of the board of the Federation that the request of the rabbis not to have the Federation liquidate its historic allocation, in that case it doesn't mean like get rid of, it means to give an allocation, its historic allocation of a paltry $250 per rabbinic seminary was defeated by a vote of 9-8. I don't think I have to belabor the point with you that at a time when every single national leader of our people and every international spokesman of our people are emphasizing the priority that must be given to Jewish creativity, learning, education, and values, such an action on the part of the Federation is unspeakably foolish and irresponsible. At a time when the Federation is doing better than ever to simply cut out of the budget that support which is given to the only national institutions that we have in this country for the training of rabbis, cantors, principals, teachers, is an incredible act. This is the fourth time that I had to turn to the Federation board, yarmulke in hand, I think it means on his head, but to ask them to restore the $250 per seminary. Arguments for the elimination of the funds are totally groundless. Moreover, the disrespect shown to the collective and unanimous decision of the rabbinate, Orthodox, Conservative, and Reform is an ominous sign of the growing breach without our community, or within our community, I'm not sure what he meant there. Inasmuch as you are deeply committed to the well-being of the Jewish community, I would appreciate your lending your voice in this matter, which is only symptomatic of a much deeper malaise in the Federation itself. If you think this is the eccentric opinion of one single rabbi, I would be highly appreciative for you to contact any of the rabbis to ask their reaction to this particular issue and their general feeling towards the Federation. Hoping to see you upon our return from Israel, and best wishes for a happy and recreative summer. Cordially, Harold Joyce.
You didn't like that.
All right, so he didn't like that, but then he writes on the same day to Ben Silver, "Dear Ben, I was deeply moved by your courageous and articulate defense of the position, which is becoming increasingly embarrassing to present before the board. I do not relish a tendentious role, but I am impelled by a sense of conscience to express my feeling the board is not wisely guided in its allocation distributions, which in the last analysis are value judgments which should be based on the needs of our community. Budgets are value statements," is what I've heard that argument before. Congresswoman Barbara Lee made it when she spoke here one time, which has nothing to do with that's not a comment on Feinstein's death and replacement. But anyway, the very statement of Abraham Joshua Heschel, which was distributed at the meeting, argues my point and yours precisely. We are no longer living in the era of the 30s. Anti-Semitism is no longer our major concern, but ignorance and assimilation is. Therefore, every Jewish leader has enunciated this principle of the priority to be given to education and thus to educational institutions which train those responsible for the transmission of Jewish values. He goes on, I'm going to skip most of that. More deeply rooted than this comparatively minor matter is the issue of ordinary respect for the collective and unanimous decision of the rabbinate. It would seem to me that a judgment passed by those people who are the only ones professionally trained in the field of Judaica who are responsible for the religious and intellectual programs which school our children should be given much greater weight than has been given by the allocation committee of our federation. Regrettably, a whole bunch of stuff. But had you not spoken as passionately as you had, I would have left the meeting totally dejected. My deepest thanks for your role in this matter. Cordially, Rabbi Harold Schulweis. So yeah, there was some solace in that, whatever. Ben Silver, from the playground is named here, by the way, into children, was on his side. But they voted to no longer support the rabbinical seminaries, which at the time would have been Hebrew Union College, and the Jewish Theological Seminary, and Yeshiva University, probably just those three. And it wasn't very much. $250 even in 1966 was probably pretty paltry. So anyway, you have this, you see a few things. You see tension, obviously, between the congregations and the Federation, which is not old or new. I mean, it's both, right? We still very much have that, where we each think money should be going. The Federation, you see that the Federation is more powerful then than it is today, though, right? It's all, you can tell it by the tone of the letter, like this is probably a bigger deal than it would be today because fundraising is more parceled out in different areas. And you see that Rabbi Schulweis is very committed to education. That's a big one for him. And you see that he thinks Robert Bernstein and Ben Silver have some say in the matter. So anyway, that's what we got tonight. Yeah, Tommy.
So these are letters that he sent out, right?
Yeah.
So how did they end up in the archive?
So they would have been, so they're in the files of the Bernsteins and the Silvers.
Oh, okay. So people who received it kept them.
Well, no, they're a copy of the letter that he made and he put in their files, or his secretary put in their files. So that's kind of the way it used to work. So we have these files of all these, they're called the dead files here. So anyone who's no longer a member, and that's what I was going through these files. And so a bunch of them, there's a whole bunch of letters that he and other people wrote to them. Most of them are, you've not paid your January dues, but sometimes you get gems like these, and they were just written by the rabbi, and he put them in their file.
They would type out 2 copies of the letter.
Carbon
copies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They literally stuck a piece of carbon in there, and
That was the original CC.
CC means carbon copy.
Oh, CC means carbon copy?
Yeah.
Now these say, someone might have to explain this to me. They both say HMS Mo. Is that the?
So that was his initials.
Oh yeah, Harold
HMS,
Schulweis.
And Mo was the secretary.
Look at the typist. Okay, thank you. So,
So he either dictated it orally into a tape
Right.
recorder or directly to her, or gave
Yeah.
her handwritten and she typed it up.
yeah. She might have done shorthand and then typed it.
Or
in.
shorthand.
Yeah.
So,
Or dictaphone.
yeah, all those are possibilities. So anyway, these things are great. We're going to continue with the general Jewish community is what we're doing for the next several weeks or even a few months. Those are the letters, the file that I'm using now. I made these new files based on, we had one that was just internal synagogue business. The question is whether I will have the courage and/or stupidity to read some of the complaint letters. Because I have to. They have to be anonymous. I have to do them anonymously enough to protect the people, and they're not current enough that anyone would know any of them. But still, I'll have to figure that one out. Because I really struggle with this because the shame, the busha, the embarrassment, the potential for lashon hara versus the incredible interest and what you can learn from what they're upset about. Like it's a balancing act, but they are amazing, right? So anyway, to be
See what we're losing by using email and probably
And
don't
Showwise when he
stuff
got
like
mad.
that anymore.
yeah, not as much. Although some people do. I think the only time I read one from I don't know if you remember, but I read from a complaint letter about me from my New York congregation. I had one of the high holiday sermons about how I was just a terrible rabbi and a terrible person, and I'll never it was just that.
That's amazing that you've kept that.
Oh yeah, she gets mad at me because I keep all the really bad stuff and the good stuff. But yeah,
College rejection letters.
I had for a long time.
But he was fiery when he was mad, and he was really mad about that.
Oh, Shulweiss, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Rabbi Shulweiss and Beth knew him in Los Angeles, and he calmed down a lot
Really?
since then. He was much more fiery here.
Wow.
He really kind of toned it down, but he was still one of the more passionate and really amazing rabbis of the 20th century. I mean, he's amazing.
Was the Federation a Bay Area Federation in the 60s, or was it Oakland or East Bay only?
It was East Bay only. They only combined with San Francisco about 6 or 7 years ago. Oh. Dawn, is that about right? Okay. Yeah, so it was our own, but we were always the poor sister.
But
for sure.
didn't there used to be a whole Bay Area and East Bay broke off because of conflict?
That's my guess.
That's what I thought.
But they had the two properties too. They had the one in Oakland and then the one in Contra Costa. They had two.
That's JCC you're talking about.
Yeah, but the Federation was in those buildings, weren't they?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
I mean, maybe, but that I don't not. So I mean, since I've been here, their offices were in separate places. But anyway, yeah. So at some point they probably did break off. The community got bigger too.
I think it's for a long time it was San Francisco, the Peninsula, and Marin.
Yeah, they were one. San Jose was its own. Silicon Valley it was called, and we were one. But there were good reasons for combining it. I'm not that one I didn't have an issue with at all. But Federation allocation and actually even more, I get on this high horse a lot. Actually, it's more the outside funding organizations, all the foundations, which those people in previous generations would have been supporting their synagogues, and now they make sure to support anybody but a synagogue. So it's very hard. We're fine, but long term, it's an issue. It's a big issue. All right, we will delay Kiddush until the end of the service. We're going to do it in the sukkah. So we're going to turn to the Aleinu now on 320. 320. But you can also go to 57 here. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, v'teikdu al yoser b'reishit, shelo asanu k'guyei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkeinu prahem, v'kol aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu, shehu neshama ve'yosef haaretz, Karov Hashamayim Imao, Ushkinatu Zo, Ushkinatu Zo, Begope Miromim, Hu Eloheinu, Eino, Emet Malkeinu, Efezulato, Kakatu, Betorato, Yom Behashirota, El Levavecha, Ki Adonai Hu Elohim, Bashamayim Imam, Yom Haaretz, Mitava, Eino, Eino. Torah Techanaim Loch Leolam Va'ed Ne'emar V'Hayam Adonai Melech HaKol Haaretz V'yom Hahu Yeh Adonai Echad U'Shemo Be seated as we lovingly recall the memory of our departed relatives and friends as yortzites we have observed during the coming week. It is a long list, and it is a list of lots of well-known people in this congregation. We're thinking especially tonight of Celia Bierman, Samuel Burge, Fradel Darling, Benjamin Davidson, Eleanor Davis, Samuel DeCalo, Rebecca Diamond, Sylvia Elber, Sam Epstein, Max Fass, Benjamin David Gaynor, Minnie Gershenson, Evelyn Gluck, Leah Goldberg, Maurice Goldberg, Tova Goldenhar, Ellen Goldstein, Theodore Goldstein, Edward Hyman, Arthur Kaplan, Cantor Richard Kaplan, Edith Kaplan, Emmy Krasinski, Iris Lev, Jack Lorber, Minnie Markovitz, Harold Noodler, Misha Noodler, Stanley Reichenberg, Emmanuel Reiter, Ellen Rubin, Sam Sarver, Becky Scheckman, Reba Scheckman, Faye Sellinger, Rose Semendoff, Fanny Aaron Bartseith, Melvin Simon, Jack Tessler, Rose Wasserman, Solon Weiner, Bernice Katz Zaiwato. And in recent days, we remember Stephen Schaefer Glick, Nissan Sadian, Brian Leonard Perdue, Monique Joseph, and we also need to pause to remember Jewish senator from San Francisco, Dianne Feinstein, who I did have the opportunity to meet on several occasions. Not that she knew me, but I did get to meet her, and always interesting. May the memories of all of them with us rest all those who are in mourning or observing Yortzeit, as well as anyone else who would choose to. And did you want to say the name of
Joseph Clifford?
Thank you. The memories are with us. Mortis Kaddish 324. Yit Gadal, Yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, V'alma, Divrah, Pirute, V'amlik Malchute, V'chayechon, V'yomechon, V'chayechon, V'Yisrael, Bagalah, V'zman Kari, V'Meru, Amen, Neshmei Rabbah, V'orach, Le'olam, Me'omaya, Yit Barach, V'yishkavach, Yit Pa'ar, V'yitromam, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yidaleh, V'yidalal, Shemei Kudsha, Barichu, Le'ema min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran v'yalma v'imru. Amen. Ye'ei shlama rama min shmaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom v'roma, uyaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Remember to be a blessing. Zichronam lebracha. May the memory of the people you've come to say Kaddish for be a blessing to you always. Let us say Amen. Right, some announcements. Tomorrow's services are at 9:30. They include Hallel and other special editions for Sukkot. Then this week we have WTBA potluck and singing in the sukkah at 6:30 p.m. on Thursday. Next weekend we have Saturday morning we have Shabbat services that are combined with Shmini Atzeret. We've got the prayer for rain. And Saturday night, Erev Simchat Torah, 6 o'clock, musical family service, and there's a DJ afterwards. It's going to be it's up a whole level this year.
Yeah, that sounds it.
Yeah, so we will be, rolling out the entire Torah and doing Israeli dancing, but it's more this year. Sunday, October 8th, 9:30 a.m. daytime Simchat Torah services. Not terribly well attended usually. Hopefully we'll get a minyan, but we may need to make sure that happens. And then Nitzia Shakid's adult education classes are starting, and they're on When Bad Things Happen to Good People, which is the title of Harold Kushner's book. Not Why Bad Things Happen to Good People. The correct title is When Bad Things Happen to Good People. And I think that's enough for now. We have some guests. We have Beth has come, right? So welcome. Was here a few years ago. Welcome back. Beth is local. Last name is Lewin. First name is Harry Lewin. So welcome. He lives through the tunnel.
The other side.
Had a cottage.
Oh,
No, the Contra Costa.
Oh,
Yeah.
And Amy, who'd you guys bring with you?
You want Bella and Ari?
Nice to meet you. They go to Black Pine Circle with you, or?
No, they used to go to the Berkeley School together.
Okay.
Bella and Eden did, but now they go to two different schools.
Okay, got it.
Welcome.
Welcome. Good to have you here, Bella and
Ari.
Ari. Okay, thanks for coming.
Velma.
Thank you. What, Ari Kelman?
Yeah.
Okay. And have we met before then? Are you sure? Are you a professor? Okay, yeah, we've met before. So he's a Jewish Studies professor at Stanford, I believe.
Whoa.
The rabbi.
So anyway, good to have you here.
I quoted you.
That's such a good memory.
Okay, now, and again, if you're a guest, this is weird. If you're not, this is just what we do. Famous musician died this week. We honor them. The person who died this week, I don't know if I'm doing one of their songs, which maybe sort of kind of relates to spiritual themes. And yeah, maybe kind of sort of. This is Terry Kirkman, who is a songwriter and singer in the Association.
Oh, really?
Okay, so.
And lived in Montclair.
I did not know that. Wow. Now, this is not Jimmy Buffett, where I've been playing the songs my whole life, and and they're easy, and I can do. All right. The Association is a group that has intense harmonies and are impossible to do. Although David Cassidy did cover this one, but still, it's way too rangy. But I'm doing it anyway. The song is "Cherish." I'm sure you know it. And it's an unrequited love is basically what the song is about. I mean, he wishes that she cherished him the way he cherished her. But nevertheless, the idea of cherishing and the importance of cherishing life, particularly at this time of the year, reminded the fragility of life on Sukkot. Anyway, we're gonna do this song. So. Cherish is the word I use to describe all the feeling that I have hiding here for you inside. You don't know how many times I wish that I had told you. You don't know how many times I wish that I could hold you. You don't know how many times I wish that I could mold you into someone who could cherish me as much as I cherish you. Perish is the word that more than applies to the hope in my heart each time I realize that I am not gonna be the one to share your dreams, that I am not gonna be the one to share your schemes, that I am not gonna be the one to share what seems to be the life that you could cherish me as much as I do yours. Oh, I'm beginning to think that man has never found the words that could could make you want me. Have the right amount of letters, just the right sound that could make you hear, make you see that you are driving me out of my mind. Oh, I could say I need you, but then you realize that I want you, just like 1,000 other guys who say they love you, with all the rest of their lives, when all they wanted was to touch your face, your hands, and gaze into your arms. Cherish is the word I use to describe all the feeling that I have hiding here for you inside. You don't know how many times I wish that I had told you. You don't know how many times I wish that I could hold you. You don't know how many times I wish that I could mold you into someone who could cherish me as much as I cherish you. And I do cherish you. And I do cherish you. Shabbat shalom, Chag Sameach.